Good Tuesday evening, everyone. I'm Braid Blanks.
Glad you're here. I'm Wayne McCormick. Taxes, they are a fact of life, I guess.
We all pay them, right? Well, not everyone. We have discovered a disturbing tax loophole that's costing Texas school districts hundreds of thousands of dollars. We've spent weeks learning the facts about a strange gap in a law. You may be shocked to find out that it's taking money right out of the pockets of the schools your kids attend. They say only two things are certain in life: death and taxes. But for some very savvy homeowners, those certainties may be down by one. Under the current state homestead exemption law, there's a Texas-sized loophole. It exempts the taxpayer from paying school taxes and, in some cases, city and county taxes for the rest of their lives. Chief Tax Appraiser for Taylor County, Richard Petrie, says it's true.
The bottom line is that that person could even buy a $10 million house and would never pay any school taxes.
Here's an example of how the process works. Under the current Texas law, when a person turns 65 or becomes disabled, their taxes can be capped for the rest of their life wherever a homestead exemption is filed. Perfectly legal and fair. Here's where people are using the law to their advantage. Did you know in Taylor County, residences valued under $25,000 pay zero school taxes? Well, let's say someone moves into that low-priced house and files a homestead tax exemption there. They will pay zero property taxes. After living in that residence for 1 year, they can then port the zero tax status wherever they go in Texas for the rest of their life. For instance, the tax break can be transferred to, say, a $735,000 property, like one in this gated Lake Brownwood community. Looks like a pretty glaring manipulation of the law, right? It's perfectly legal and no secret from lawmakers. So they're aware of this, you think?
Absolutely. They've been aware of it ever since they created the problem. So it's been there a long time, and we've been telling them about it for a long time. It just needs to be addressed.
In fact, the law that was established 12 years ago was even amended back in 2007, but that loophole was never taken out. We wanted to know why, so we asked State Representative Susan King.
The loophole does exist. I think it's certainly worth looking at. If a law is silent on something, it's just primarily either by intent, but most of the time because someone didn't think about the fact that these types of things could be planned and could actually take place with a negative impact, in this case to a school district.
And what would you say if we told you the tax law is being taken advantage of right in our own backyard?
One of the more glaring examples had to do with a person actually moving into a mobile home to establish their homestead and then moving to a very nice home down in Brown County, and that they were constructing. But it creates a very unfair situation.
Petrie says it's unfair to the tune of about $8,000 a year in tax money that the May School District will never see.
$8,000 would probably about 10 laptop computers, or it would probably do about 2 months of light bills for us, or couple of bus routes, fuel for a couple of bus routes. I think it should be looked at by our legislatures. They're the one that passed the law.
Believe it or not, Petrie says they don't see this kind of manipulation of the law at every turn of the corner because, ironically, it often benefits those who more than likely won't be struggling to pay their taxes.
The most saving is there for the people who are living in a very elaborate home. For the person who is living in maybe wants to live in a $50,000 to $100,000 home, the saving is very minimal.
So what's the solution? Petrie says it's actually an easy fix.
There need to be enough citizens of this state to say to the legislatures, this is wrong, fix it. And I think there are a lot of legislators in Austin who will agree with that. This shouldn't be happening. And when it's brought to those people's attention, I think this will get introduced in the next session and it will be taken care of.
Now, we have chosen not to name the people who've taken advantage of this tax loophole, but we did try to contact them for a comment on our story. We were unable to contact them. You might find this interesting as well. One of the homeowners getting this tax break is a longtime former educator.